this guy called the other day, and lots of guys call and make claims, but this guy backed it up. He sent the proof. I'm looking at it. Got it right here. Oh, yes. I'm looking at it right here. This guy sent me his divorce papers. And apparently the ex-bitch, well, she's probably still a bitch, but the ex-wife was not a big fan of the Tom Leykis Show. Because I am reading from this man's divorce papers. I won't use the last name, but this is paragraph 5F. I'm reading from the man's divorce papers. I'm not making this up. Respondent, that's the guy who sent me the papers, the ex-husband. Respondent shall not allow Benjamin or Lauren to listen to the radio program of Tom Leykis. And my name is misspelled. That's right. Kids are forbidden to listen. You may have heard this guy call in. Many people have made this claim that the Tom Leykis Show was cited in their divorce papers. This guy sent them to me, which is pretty amazing. You may have heard him on the show the other day. Blows me away. Blows me away. Some women get so angry about this show that they would actually put that in divorce papers. Do we have him on the phone here? Put him on the air. Mark.
Yeah. Hi, Tom.
Hi there.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Now, there it is in black and white.
Yeah, I told you.
I know you did.
I told you.
Now, did you tell me also, we don't have all of your divorce papers, of course, and we wouldn't ask for them, but did you tell me also that somewhere else in these papers, your soon-to-be ex essentially stated that the Tom Leykis Show somehow was part of the reason?
No, she didn't state that in the papers. That's
okay.
One area about the children actually being able to listen to you.
Right.
It was just the communications that we had, the two of us back and forth.
Wow.
That how much she hates your guts.
Right. And do you know what it is that she's heard me say that she really objects to?
Just everything, really, in general. I mean, just your whole philosophy about women, and she doesn't think she's a princess type, and she feels that she shouldn't have to do any of the wifely duties, and like you said, it's so true what you say about the first 2 weeks of the relationship are the best, and then it goes downhill from there. And it was so true with her. It was just amazing because when it was like a different person. I'm not joking. It was completely like a different person. And then it's like it's like you say about the lost leader over at Ralph's, where they're selling 2-liter Pepsi for 99 cents. And, you go in there and you buy your 2-liter Pepsi, and they're giving the stuff away. And then they get you on, the
porterhouse steak, $27 a pound. For
$17 a pound, right. And so that's what it was. And it, it's a gradual change, because I think they're schooled on this from when they're little, of how to gradually change everything in the relationship. And it's just amazing. It's just...
Yeah, and I don't even think they gradually do it. What they do is they offer that big loss leader to get you in the door.
Yeah.
Like that 2-liter Pepsi for 99 cents. And then once they get you in the door, they gain weight, they cut their hair short, they stop looking sexy, they start bitching and complaining and nagging and moaning about everything. Plus, they complain about other things. It's too hot, it's too cold, I've got a headache, I've got my period 21 days a month. Blah, blah, blah. So, you never heard any of this stuff before she got your name on the contract.
No, never.
In the car business, this is called bait and switch.
Sure. And,
you know, they have the ad in the paper, and they have just one Honda Accord available for $9,999. And you go in there, and they go, well, we sold that one, but we've got one for $30,000.
Right. That's it. And that's exactly what happened. And if you look, you know, that's some interesting things. I gave Dino the whole copy, and if you see on there's some interesting things. And you asked me, when you spoke to me at first, why my attorney let me leave that in the divorce agreement. Well, after, you know, quite a number of years, I won't say exactly how many, but more than 10 of marriage, I managed to skate by with zero spousal and
$100 a month child support, I see there.
Very, very low amount of child support for two kids.
Right, so if it was worth it for that, well, of course, you can't control what your kids do when they got the Walkman on. You got no idea what they're doing.
That's true.
Who knows what they're listening to?
That's right.
Yeah.
Just because it's preset to that station doesn't mean I set it to that station.
That's right. Or because when they turn the radio on, the show comes on.
That's right.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's crazy, you know. I mean, and you know, I spoke to Dino a little bit more, you know, in depth about the whole thing, and it was just a deterioration over the many years that just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then, you know, then you say you've made comments about, for example, counseling, last toll before exit. That's so true. In the last year of counseling, I'm not joking when I said I spent in excess of $20,000+. Just on counselor. And, you know, it's nutty.
The counselor is the last place you go before divorce. That's where you go.
Well, you know, the funny thing is that the counselor and I are still in communication, and actually turned out to be a pretty good person. Told me after the fact that almost told me, you know, after the first meeting, leave now. Take everything you have and leave now because it's never going to change. But I kept saying for the kids, because I have this, you know, fantasy illusion. I don't know if it's a fantasy illusion or not of the Ozzie and Harriet and Leave It to Beaver family nucleus of how, you know, families are supposed to be. And I went into it with that, and you know, I got a rude wake-up call. And it was a slow, gradual turning of events that completely changed everything.
And she was only pissed because I've got her number. I know what women are all about. I know it.
You know, and now I am just like, you know, like an owner's manual, taking exactly what you say, verbatim, word for word, and just applying that in every single aspect of every interaction with any female that I meet or even speak to. I mean, it goes so far as to when I first meet someone, I ask them what they think of you. And if it's a negative response, I literally get up and walk away and excuse myself and just leave.
Because you know what you're in for. If they don't like me, they're one of those.
That's right. I had one of those. I DTP'd one of those. Why would I want another one?
That's right.
That one.
By the way, now that you got rid of her, are you happier?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, in all aspects of my life, everything, literally, that has nothing to do with her is positive. Positive, positive, positive. Anything, and I mean anything, that has anything directly related to her and you know, all of that has, you know, something that has to do exactly with her, it's all negative. So the less I have dealings with her, the better it all is for me. And it's the craziest thing is because, and I don't want to get too specific, but in business, when there's negative energy coming from her, it's like I could literally almost chart it on a graph of all the positive energy that comes on the business side. It's the most uncanny thing. It was a point where business was slowing down a little bit, and I was starting to get a little nervous because I'm basically starting over. And something happened where she got this bug up her, you know what, and just was relentless for like 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Well, about 2 days into this onslaught, I signed one of my biggest deals. And it's building from there. And
so now even your business is getting better. And by the way, that is part of what women do. And I call women dream killers.
Of course, yeah.
They suck all the energy out of you. All you can think about is how you want to just be by yourself. You just want to drink a six-pack just so you can just sit there and sulk and feel sorry for yourself, and you don't want to see your goddamn face.
Yeah. I mean,
and it takes away the energy from where it belongs, which is doing your work, accomplishing, achieving, earning, improving. Women have an innate fear of you doing better because they're afraid that you'll dump their ass. And so they begin to subtly interfere with what you do.
Yeah. I mean, there was times there when I was, I'd do like a deal, and it involved me having to work late or whatever, and it was, well, you have to take the kids to school, and you have to pick them up at the end of the day. And it's like, well, how can I go and build my business when I'm strapped to that time schedule? What are you doing? Why can't you either pick them up or take them? It has to be one or the other, so I can either work early and then leave early, or work late or leave late and work late. So it has to be one of the two, and it ended up ultimately towards the end of everything being both, where I was literally doing the Mr. Mom thing and trying to get things going at the same time, and it was a struggle because it just wasn't happening. And so, and you know how that is. I mean, you work hard, you're rewarded. You don't work hard, and you're not rewarded. And I have this ability, just a natural ability for business to generate, business in a very positive, and it's just, and we're talking about a very short, less than a year that this has all been going on, and I look back and I take stock on what I've accomplished in this very short period of time, if you think about it, and I'm amazed at myself. I really am. And I can see the momentum building. It's like the proverbial snowball rolling down the hill.
Can you see now why you should not have been married to this woman?
Oh, absolutely. I should have never, ever been married. Ever. And don't get me wrong. I don't regret having the kids. And in the first part of the relationship, she was a great girl. That's why I look back and go, what the hell happened?
What happened was she got your name on a contract.
Yeah.
That said you would hand over alimony if it didn't work out, child support if it didn't work out, plus she get to take half of everything you earned during the time the two of you were together.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, she did not have to be a nice girl anymore. She did not have to give you what you needed anymore, because she got what she needed.
She did. She did. But, I think, I got a pretty good shake, and I'm sure you could read that it ended up coming out, after all was said and done. I mean, it's never a good thing. I would never wish divorce on anybody because it's a very bitter, nasty, unhealthy place to be. And that's why I tried to honestly make it work, but it had gone to the point where it was, when your leg's caught in the bear trap, you got to eventually cut your leg off.
Mark, take a break here. We're going to come back and take some phone calls if that's okay with you. We have Mark's divorce papers here. His kids are not allowed to listen to the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
You're the first guy to touch my nads. You reattached them.
Oh, good. I thought I'd gotten a little too drunk one night.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Yeah! The Tom Leykis Show on 1-800-5800-TOM. We are here with Mark, the guy who sent me his divorce papers. And his kids cannot listen to the Tom Leykis Show. Let's go to your calls at 1-800-5800-TOM. Let's say hello here to Steve. Steve, you're on the Tom Leykis Show with Mark. Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Okay.
Mark, is your divorce finalized already?
No, it's still in the still going through the motions.
Okay. Well, hopefully she's not listening. So, my thinking is, since Tom was saying on, I believe it was line F on your divorce papers there, that the kids aren't supposed to listen to Tom Leykis and they spelled the name wrong. So I guess technically they could listen to this Tom Leykis, but not the other Tom Leykis, right?
I'm not an attorney, but that's a good question.
That's technicalities. It's I believe it's legal. So, hey, raise them well. It sounds like you're a decent person, and sounds like she's missing out.
Thank you, Steve.
You have a great day. Hey, Tom, keep taking me out Kobe style.
Here you go, Steve.
This is about us. She's so special. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
1-800-5800-TOM. This is Mark on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Father, how are you?
I'm okay. Mark, say hi to Mark.
How's it going, Mark?
It's okay.
All right. Well, I'm kind of in the same situation as you. Not married, have 2 kids, 28 years old, with the same girl for 8 years. After 8 years of miserable hell, I finally got the courage and the nuts to leave again. And I thank Tom for giving me that courage. I listen to him every day. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would have never left.
Don't ever back.
You know, the last 2 years have been real rough, you know, holding out on the poon and all that. And I did the same thing for the kids, for the kids, for the kids. And finally, I just had enough. Had enough.
By the way, your kids, don't underestimate your kids. They're not stupid, and they know when you and your girl are not getting along.
Let me just say one thing. It's better in the long run to leave if it's bad than to stay in a bad relationship, because the kids aren't stupid. They get that negative feel, that negative vibration from the agitation between you and your girl, and it's not. Don't stay for the kids. If it's bad and you know it in your heart, leave. Because
exactly.
And the thing is it gets worse before it gets better, and sometimes it gets a lot worse. But ultimately, and I know, you know, some of those guys out there that might be going through it right now. I mean, when I was a month, 2 months, 3 months in, I was like literally standing on the edge of you know, the Grand Canyon and looking straight down. I mean, and it was, if not for, you know, a couple of good friends, good buddies of mine, and some, you know, good people in my life, a couple family members, grabbing a hold of my, you know, the scruff of my neck and pulling me back from the edge, I don't know what would happen. But I want everybody to know out there that might be right at that edge of that Grand Canyon, don't fall in. Don't jump in. Don't fall in. It will get better. But you have to, you know, listen to the teachings of our dad. And telling you, he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah, and that's the only thing that pulled me through was just, you gotta just know it's going to get better.
Yeah, my hardest issue right now is the fact that after 8 years now, she's telling me I can't see my kids. And she wants me to go to court. So, you know, to court we go. I've been on that road once. I had when my little girl was born with the same girl. she did this to me, and I was stupid enough to go back for round 2 and have a second child, a son. And 4 years later, now I'm going through the same exact thing again.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because I think that the majority of the guys out there that are in bad relationships know it. And they see the warning signs. And Tom mentions what all the warning signs are, and he tells us every day what they are. And I look back at my relationship, those warning signs were there before I was even married. And if I was smart enough to have seen those and to have recognized what they were and known it was not a good situation, I would not be in the position I am today. And we all know it, and I know you guys are out there listening to me say that. If you have those signs in your relationship now, get the hell out.
Run.
Run and don't look back. And you know what? It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be better in the long run. And you got to cut your losses before you ruin your entire life.
All right, Mark, thank you very much for the call.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Where do women spend most of their time?
In my wallet.
How about in front of the mirror?
Well, that might be the second place they spend most of their time.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. We're in Seattle. And I'm looking down the block, there's the Paramount Theater. And that's where I will be emceeing Boys Night Out. Coming up Friday, September 30th. You ask for it to come to Seattle. Here it comes. This is my creation, boys. I produce this show. I'm promoting this show. I own this show. This is my idea. It's my thing. And my idea is to have an evening of male bonding. It's just guys, no chicks. It's all guys on stage talking to an all-guy audience, saying anything we want, which means anything we can't say on this program, we're going to say it on stage. It's pretty goddamn outrageous. Bobby Slayton's our headliner. And it's the same show we did in L.A. at the Wiltern Theater. It sold out. It was just a blast that evening back in June, and now we're taking it on tour. And our first stop is Seattle, Friday, September 30th. Boys, don't miss this. The tickets have been selling briskly, and we expect to see 2,800 of you out there in force on Friday, September 30th. It's going to be outrageous. Now, if you want tickets, you can call Ticketmaster. You just call right now, 206-529-4051. It's 206-529-4051. All the details about Boys Night Out are also on our website. It's blowmeuptom.com. Blowmeuptom.com. We have redesigned the website, and I think you're going to like the changes we made. You can hear the show by going to blowmeuptom.com. You can also buy tickets to Boys Night Out and any of our other ventures. It's all on blowmeuptom.com. Or if you just don't feel like logging on, call for tickets, 206-529-4051. We'll see you at Boys Night Out Friday, September 30th at the legendary Paramount Theater right down the block here in Seattle. We are here with Mark. Mark has sent us the proposed divorce papers, which include a provision that his kids cannot listen to the Tom Leykis Show. So let's go to your calls here for Mark at 1-800-5800-TOM. Let's say hello here to, look at all of these, Kenny on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Kenny.
What's up, Tom?
Not much, Kenny.
This is Kenny in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Good subject.
Thank you.
First time, long time.
Yes, sir.
What I was going to say to Mark and also a lot of other guys, I've noticed the last caller also said there's one thing they said that really kind of got my attention, and they stayed in the marriage for the kids. Okay? I think the roles of the men and women have flip-flopped, have changed. I think the majority of men want to be married. You know, we're talking about older men, say 35 to 60. They want to have a family. They want to be home. They want to raise their own children. But yet the women don't. Make any sense?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Because
women want all of the traditional benefits of being married and none of the traditional responsibilities.
Well, let me rephrase this. I got married the first time at 31. I have 2 beautiful children, pretty much kind of in the same case as Mark there. What saved me was my son came down with cancer at 13 years old. And, of course, it changed the situation because my wife didn't want me to see the kids, and I was having to take her back to court, and I spent $28,000 taking her back to court. And, of course, it's up to the judge. You can have all the laws in the world, but the judges interpret the law the way they see it. And so I had a judge here in Dallas that would not let me have my kids, even though I had contempt of court charges filed on her, like 11 times.
Wow.
So, I mean, I have studied this for years. I thought I was the weirdest guy on the planet. I hear you on the radio a few years ago, and I think I'm normal. I know I'm normal now because I thought I was the only one that thought like this. And I have been basically single my whole life. I was married 3 years, had 2 great kids. I've got marvelous kids, but you can't give up. You've got to, the ex-wife you give up on, be around her as least you can, but always be there for your kids because it'll come back to you later. When they get to be teenagers and start in college, I promise you, they will see the light. They see what's going on. It doesn't seem like it, trust me. But when my son come down with bone cancer, it's changed all that.
And also, you want to make sure you're there for your kids and never, no matter what she says to you, no matter what that ex says to you, don't badmouth her in front of the kids, ever.
Well, the women will use the kids as leverage.
Never use the kids as leverage because I have a buddy who, he never did that. And his ex talked trash about him for years.
Right. Well, let her do that, but you don't say anything in front of the kids.
You know, the kids won't talk to her at all. They know she's a nut, and they won't speak to her at all. And they're only going to be little for so long. So you decide your time, and eventually it'll come back, and you'll get it back in spades. It will.
Right.
It'll come.
Mark and Tom, what I really wanted to say was basically what we're talking about here are American women. And Tom has hit on this 1,000 times. I see it more and more every day. And I tell you, I'm getting less and less on American women, and especially women in their 30s, because it's like they lose their woman license. You know, they lose the instruction manual. Because everyone, in 20 years, I've not run across a woman between 28 and 38, 30 and 40, that has either got too much baggage, or they're unhappy with who they're married to, they have a boyfriend on the side, or they're cheating somehow, or they're just, they're out there playing the game. So, and I'm telling you, I've got a lot of subjects like that I would love to sit down and talk, to you with, because some of them you've never hit on that I've heard, and I'm telling you, it's out there. And you've just got to be smart. You've got to look for the red flags. You got to learn what they are. And as soon as you see a red flag, man, you got to run. And I call it, because that's what you've got to do. It's to save your own little butt, because you can get in a lot of trouble quick.
Kenny, thank you very much. I really appreciate the call. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry, I lost you there, but let me get June in here. June, you're on the Tom Leykis Show with Mark. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Hi. You caught my attention, and you said you were married. You met your wife, and everything was perfect in the beginning, and then you married her, and things just got bad?
Not perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but it was better than it was.
But what I don't understand is, I understand your situation, and I think it's really screwed up that she did that, because women like her make it hard for women like me. But the problem is, did you, bend over backwards for her and give her everything she wanted, that she just felt that she could take advantage of you? That, I don't understand.
Yeah, I was, at first it was, a give and take, and, I worked hard and made a lot of money, and the more money I made, the more she spent.
And so she sat back and spent your money, but then again, you allowed her to do that.
That's true, but on the flip side, my life was pretty good, too. I had virtually anything I wanted. For a while there, we were making an exorbitant amount of money, and money was no object, and I would go on.
Your intentions were good, but you just couldn't see that she was a gold digger, right?
No, I wasn't in tune to that as I am now. Absolutely not. That was my fault.
Yeah. That's why I called, because I couldn't. Well, when I was first listening, I was like, well, what's wrong with this guy? You know, why didn't he put her in check? But then as I listened to it, I thought, well, a woman like that, she makes it hard for women like me. I'm American, but my heritage is a different race. I'm Brazilian, but I would do anything for my significant other. I'd bend over backwards. Whenever he asked, I do it for him. I look at it like, you know, I have to be a team. I have to do what he says, or else how am I going to keep him happy? How am I going to keep him here with me? You know? And it's like guys don't really put their foot down. They just let girls do whatever they want. They give them money. They give them cars. They give them everything they want, and then they wonder why the girl's taking off and sleeping around behind their back. And, you know, girls are sneaky. Girls, I think girls are worse than men now.
Well, you won't get a lot of arguments on this program. It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello to Rosie on the Tom Leykis Show. Rosie, say hi to Mark.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
You know, the last caller, I have no idea what eggshell she came out of, but she's wrong. It doesn't matter how much of a nice guy is. The bottom line, we women like the big wallets. And eventually, we'll leave that big wallet for an even bigger wallet. Bottom line.
Well, that's true. Now we know that you're all gold diggers and you're all cut from the same cloth. Just my philosophy is some are cut closer to the center of the cloth, and that's where mine has to be.
And you know what? I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through, but obviously she took your balls way early on in the relationship, and you allowed her to. If you would have put your foot down since day one, then you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in.
That's true, but even better, just never get married.
You know what? My boyfriend wears the pants, and he knows how to wear them. And he told me, if you want diamonds, you got to go out and buy them yourself. And you know what? I did. And I pay my half, and he pays his half, and sometimes I pay for him. And we both make excellent money.
That's good.
So I'm sorry, but bottom line, we're gold diggers, and we love the big wallet.
At least you're honest.
I am.
Thank you for that, Rosie. Appreciate the call. Wow. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Lex on the Tom Leykis Show for Mark. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Yes.
Is this Tom?
Oh, did you want to talk to Tom?
Yeah.
I can set that up for you. I'll get Tom. Hold on. It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Let's say hello to Lex. Hello.
Hey there. So I'm listening to both the women here, and one saying that the gold diggers, you know, we only go for the guys with the money and such. A woman will only do what you allow her to do, Mark, and I think you realize that. But one of the best ways to get back at a woman, especially this ex-wife of yours, is show her that you've moved on. Nothing pisses us off more when we see that you've gotten over us. I've been, now to the woman that just said we're all gold diggers and such, I've been married almost 14 years to the most wonderful guy. Previous to this gentleman, I was with someone that was extremely rich, treated me like crap. And when I got together with my husband a million years ago, and I expected to be treated like a princess because the other guy treated me like a princess, I couldn't understand why my husband now is saying, oh, no, you'll have to earn your own way, we'll have to do this, and we'll build these things together. I was kind of thrown back because I was like, well, do you know who I am and how I'm used to being treated? But it turned me on. And he has really, really turned my attitude around to the point that I really appreciate the way he treats me. He appreciates the way I treat him. And so my thing to guys is, guys, you need to understand. Sometimes you got to, when you're dating these women, don't put it out there, all the things that you have. Let them earn you. Put it out there and tell them this is what you can expect, this is what I can give you, and whatever you do, please get it out there to them that they are not your one and only. You will be seeing other people.
We are out of time for this hour. Lex and Mark, thank you so much.
The Tom Leykis Show.